Welcome back again, everybody. You saw the first video. 5 coins to help you make some good money on the next bull run. You saw the second video. 5 more. The third video. 10 tokens, 10 coins to help make you money on the next bull run. What do we got next for you? Well, more tokens. All right, glad to see everybody back. Welcome back. Carolina Keith here. Professor Keith, Keith the Simp, I hate Keith, whatever. Welcome back to the actual best list that you're going to find. Don't let the foolish or cheap or pretty imitations get the best of you. We do the best work we possibly can here to bring you the best available charts with the best gains and the correct amount of risk. So, seen other videos. What do we got for you? Let's just jump right on into it, shall we? Now, if you haven't done so, 786unlimited.com right here gets you everything you need beforehand. We put these videos out first in our Discord, which is on 786unlimited.com. Our Launch Pass link is right there. You get 30 days for free if you sign up. If you don't like it, you walk away scot-free. You never pay a thing. What's not to lose, right? What's not to want to try that for? There's also private consults on there, which are buy one, get one free right now. And we're probably going to extend that offer a little farther out because it's been very successful. And a lot of people have taken advantage of it. Jump on over there and see your stuff real quick. All right, so the first video of the first coin of the video that we're going to do here is Polkadot. Now, USD has fallen off a lot. And it had a really, really good run last time. I think there's a lot more gains available. We just have to be able to find them on the chart, find the right spots, and do the right thing. Let's jump over and have a look. All right, got our dot chart pulled up here. This is the weekly chart as I've done with the other charts. I'm going to show you the high time frames first to think that's how things are going to play out. The high time frames are going to be our real keys there to get us to points where we go in and out and do our moves and see our levels get reached. So, again, I'm not exactly positive on where the bottom is here. It really just depends on how things go over the next several weeks. All right. Depends on whether we have a hard fall with Bitcoin and it drags everything else down. Could alts be stronger and not fall as far? Sure. It's fully possible. So let's keep that in mind with every chart that I'm about to show you. DOT right here has fallen from an all-time high of about $56 all the way down to $5, fallen a ton. And now's about the time where we want to look to buy, find our spot to get in and ride it back up. So I've got the gains marked out for you, just like the other videos, back to the 50 Fibonacci line, where I expect a lot of these to run at least, and potentially these will run here in 2023. All right. Now, these are all 2024 numbers. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. What it is my thoughts on charts that I'm going to play that I think will do well. You can take them if you'd like. You can use them if you'd like. That's totally up to you. It's your money. Do what you want to do. That being said, I'm going to take this back to the 50 fib at least. As you see, it's a 3x game. You're not going to see me give you hyperinflated fake numbers that come out to some stupid 20x if it just goes back to all-time high. That's not how charts work, folks. They don't just go back to all-time high. It's not realistic. So I've got it shown here that just halfway back up is a 3x, 300%. That's not too bad, right? So I've got an allotment for this token. I'll go through exactly how much I'm going to be doing as we go through the video here. I believe I've written this down already, and I'm going to be putting in about 2.25% of my overall portfolio for this, or not overall portfolio, the allotment that I have for these 10 tokens that you're about to see. 2.25% will go to that. Now that's going to come out to about $18,000 total over the next 10 coins you see. So I'm going to try to do about $1,800 or $2,000 or so in each one of these tokens, right? So I may separate them up a bit. I may not put all of them in this one. I may put more in this one, et cetera, but I will be playing all these tokens, and I want to keep it straight with you. Next, if we break past the 50 fib, which I don't know if we do this in 2023, maybe a 2024 move, but I do like it to get up to 8.5x, which goes all the way back to Sniper's Alley up near 786 or about $30. If we get silly here and prices go nuts, here's our upper levels, our upper Fibonacci extension lines, where we would take profits or look to get out. But as I said, don't expect these levels. It's a little bit hyperinflated there. And for that to happen, we've got to have a mass amount of money come in. Just be realistic, that very much may not happen. All right, up next, Zilliqa or ZIL USD, ZIL USD. ZIL had a huge run last time. Does it do the same thing again? I'm inclined to think no. However, it very much could. Let's go have a look. Sweet. Got ZIL pulled up here. I'm not sure exactly, again, how far this falls. It is sitting on some semblance of support right now. However, there's much better support way down here. I don't know if we make it that far down. Right now, we're sitting at about 2 cents. If we lost 50% of the value, it's going to put us down around 1 cent or more, maybe a little more. Just depends when the bottom actually comes in. I'm happy to report on what I've actually bought and what I've actually sold or what I'm doing. Again, I'm just waiting for these levels to come in first, okay? If we get back to the 50 Fibonacci line, that's 3.5% at 3.5x. Back up to 786, 886, which you can see right here. It's already done one time. Don't tell me it can't do it again. That's a 13x just back to Sniper's Alley. Now, as you see, Zilliqa did a very nice inverse head and shoulders last time and ran up very far, very aggressively. If this were to happen again, it's a 52x or an 83x up to our take profit extension lines. Again, don't expect these levels. I'm looking for these levels down here. I will absolutely take some profits here and reevaluate as we're going along, but I'm more than happy to get a 13x out of this. Again, 2.25% of my portfolio will go into this. We'll write it up. Sweet. Now the maxis are going to love me for this one, but Link USD or Chainlink is the next one on the list here. Why? Because there's some good gains to be had. Link has performed very well over the last 2 different bull markets. I think we're inclined to look at it again and make some more money on it, shall we? Nice. Link got absolutely blistered by this bear market. Crushed the prices, and I'm pulling a lot of these Fibonacci lines and Fibonacci sets from the November area, the November top we had. I'm trying to be that area because that's where we see a lot of confluence on a lot of charts. Now, some of them are in March at the end of the bull run completely, right? Some of that happened later in like the spring of this year, spring of 22. Today is December 12th, 2022. 12/12/22. So I'm trying to pull from November constantly because that's kind of the high for a lot of different things. Now, obviously, there's a previous high before that in May back there. I'm not using that one, I'm using the local high or the swing high. All right. Depending on how much farther we fall down here. Now, you can't see the data over here for Link, but there is some more, excuse me, some more support down here. I'm not sure how far this falls. This could just stop here at the 236 line and not fall any farther. I'm inclined to believe it does fall more. In fact, if Bitcoin takes a good hard run down toward 12 to 10K, where I think it may go, then we're going to end up with really good gains on the back end here. I don't think this bear market's over. I just don't think it is. 2.5x to the 50 fib, which we may see in the summer of 2023. That's pretty good, 250%. I'll take it. As a matter of fact, if I can take my whole portfolio and make 200, 300% on it by the end of next summer, my gosh, that's incredible. That's incredible numbers. And I'll be able to achieve some very important goals if I do so. I like 6x up to the Sniper's Alley area. That 50 fib was around $11, by the way. Up here to Sniper's Alley, 23 to 29 bucks. Call it 25. Okay, nice round, even number. If we get silly here and we break all-time high levels and we break up to Fibonacci extensions, which it's done twice already, then we actually may see this 20x and 28x, all right? It's fully possible. I'm not banking on any of these, all right? I'm actually expecting these down here. If we get these, icing on the cake, okay? That's an excellent look if we actually get that and it actually happens. Now, again, don't expect it. Just going to take what I can get. I'll reevaluate when we get up there to Sniper's Alley. Next, VET-USD or VeChain. VeChain's been around for quite a while now, had a really, really awesome bull run. Bear market's been brutal. So how far has it fallen and how much money can we make? Well, I think it's worth a look. Again, I think this may fall 40-ish% if Bitcoin takes a run down, okay? Right here, this local support that we've kind of bounced off the top of this support, right? I haven't really seen anything hardcore dig into support yet. If this does, that opens up the door for possibly 1 cent even, which would be about 50% fall. And I'll put that up there now. That's pretty darn close to 1 cent. So back to the 50 fib, 3.5x, back to Sniper's Alley. If it gets to Sniper's Alley, that'd be around a dime or 11 cents in American money. That's like $3,000 in Canada. If we get silly, which I don't think happens, up to our Fibonacci extension levels of 45x and 67x. Not sure VET does this again. It's had really, really good bull runs already. That's nice, but eventually everything slows down, all right? Just like XRP slowed down, everything eventually hits the brakes and cools off a little bit. If we do, great, get up here. Excellent, I'm happy about it. But again, unlikely levels, keep them in mind. If we break Sniper's Alley and start fiddling around with all-time high, there's a possibility that we break this and get up here. One step at a time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. All right, up to bat next. Flux USD. Flux chain, however you want to say it. Flux has done really, really well. We actually ran nodes for this last time. We made money along the way. We bought it. We sold it. I had a great run with Flux. I think there's more available this time, and I think it's worth talking about. All right, here we go. Now, two different support levels here. The support level that we're currently at, that it continues to bounce off of, which is around 41 to 40 cents. All right, can hold that. Awesome. Awesome. We can go up from here. I'm here for it. However, there's a better support level lower around 28 cents, which is about a 40% fall from where we're at. If we are to take that fall and it actually happens and plays out, that red box on the lower bottom portion of the screen there is where I think we may go. So that yellow line that you see going from left to right at the bottom, as well as that support, if it digs into that support, which it could do, could fall even farther. So I'm looking to get it down there. No guarantees. All right. 50 Fibonacci line. If we do back up to about $1, that's 2.5x. I'm here for it. Let's go. All right. If we get up to Sniper's Alley, that's about $2 even. All right. Maybe 2.25. Somewhere up in this area. We'll watch the trend and see what happens as it goes there. That's a 7x. That's great money. 700%. I'm absolutely here for it. As a matter of fact, that outperforms XRP from the last run for all you XRP guys who think you own Jesus coins. All right. Beyond that, if we get up to these extension levels, I want you to see that that's 20x and 30x, not unreasonable numbers like you saw where it was 50x or 100x on some other ones. Unlikely levels, but they are noteworthy. Let's keep an eye on this when this gets up to Sniper's Alley, which will be 2024. When it gets up here to Sniper's Alley, if it can hold on and tickle all-time high a little bit, there's a solid possibility this thing breaks and runs and goes up to our Fibonacci extension levels up top. No guarantee, one step at a time, all right? When we get there, I'm happy to talk about it. Until then, I'm looking for those lower two boxes. Now, here's a little bit of a wild card that some of you may not know about, and that's Safe Haven, SHAUSD. Safe Haven did a pretty good run last time. It wasn't outrageous, all right, but it did well. It's fallen way more, and it's lost every gain that it had, plus some. I think there's potential here, and I'll show you what I mean now. All right, as you see, this thing has been blistered by the bear market. The thing is, they actually have a good ecosystem and a good chain and stuff, so I think there's some future stuff for it here. The market cap's not terribly low. It's low. It's low. It's not horribly low. Even if we get back to the 50 fib here, and I expect this to come down some more because there's no support, as you see here, no support at all. If we get back to that 50 fib, that's a 4x just to the 50 fib to continue to go down more. I think that may happen in 2023. 400%, awesome. Again, everything I've said so far is going to get 2.25%, or roughly $1,800. All right, $1,800 times 4, $5,400 or whatever that number is. I can't count that high. We could get the calculator out, not important. Either way, I think there's gains to be made here, and I'm going to look to get everything I can for them, okay? If we get really good movement here in the 2024 run, I like Sniper's Alley up there around 14x. That's a big number, especially after all the coins I've already gave you. I gave you 20 other coins that I thought may do well. And as you see, as we've kind of went through these, some of the numbers have started to taper off, haven't they, right? Because they kind of put the bigger ones up front because I want you to be able to get those big gains with the majority of your money. Now, these I'm obviously putting less in because I have a little less faith in them. Either way, I still think it runs back to 786, 14x. How about some silly numbers? Unlikely 66x, 100x, back up to our extension levels. That's if it breaks all-time high, peaks out, shows some real strength. Let's cross that bridge when we get there. I don't think that happens. I'm going to stick down here with my more realistic levels. I'm going to make all the money I can on it, though. Now for an oldie but a goodie. This one's been around a long time. XMR USD or Monero. This one performed excellently last bull run. Didn't quite do what some of us thought it may do, which was break all-time high, run to Fibonacci extension levels, but it did fairly well. I'll show you what I'm talking about, plus the gains I think we can get on the next little video segment. Look at this. So big, humongous fall that it took, right? It rebounded and went all the way back to all-time high and just breached it a little bit. Unfortunately, it ran out of juice, and I couldn't keep that up. Sad stuff, right? But it did very well. It really did. It ran hardcore through October 20, all the way up through May. It did really well. However, it's lost most everything it made, not all of it, and it's pointing back toward high time frame support. High time frame support is all through this area, actually below that 236 line. I like this one to fall back some more. I'm not sure how much. Again, if it just falls back to 137, okay, I'm cool with that. But I think it may come all the way back to $100 or so. And if it comes back to $100 or so, there's solid gains to be made. 219, that's about 1.5x. All right, just depending on where it falls. And that's over the summer next year, I think. And then 3.5x back up to 786, 886. If it gets cute, it didn't break all-time high last time. Potentially it could this time. 8.5x or 11x potential levels. And I say potential levels because it's done this before. Just didn't do it last run. So let's keep an eye out on this one. I'll be here for this one, ready to rock and roll. Again, this one's a little bit of a safer bet. And the reason is I want to take some of that risk out. You've seen some of them are 14, 15, 20x. This one's only 3.5. The thing about that is I think this one's more likely to happen. So that's why I'm doing it. It's more of a safer bet amongst all the hardcore bets. All right, next one's an oldie but a goodie again. There's no reason to change the formula if it works, right? That's Litecoin, LTC USD. Litecoin's got a great chain. They've been around for a really long time. XRP maxis and Bitcoin maxis and other maxis love to talk crap about each other. However, Litecoin's done very well. And I think it's going to have another run. Let's go take a gander. And here we see. Pretty darn good gains available. It's already came up pretty hard from this local support. I don't know if it's immune to more falls or not, though. So if it doesn't go much farther than where it's at now, it's about 75% gains back up to the 50 fib. I think this one will fall back some more. I think it's kind of used up all of its energy here short term. It may roll over and play dead and come back to local support, at least $55. And if it does, that's about a 1.5x or 3.5x back up to Sniper's Alley. Again, these are safer bets. If it gets crazy here and runs up past all-time high, I'm here for it if it does, right? That's a 10x or 12x possible targets, possible. Not unlikely, possible. So we'll monitor this as we get up here to Sniper's Alley and see what happens. 3.5x in a bull run seems a little lacking for Litecoin. That's why I made these possible targets, and some of them are unlikely, right? This one's more possible to me. Litecoin has done well. I don't expect that to change unless they change something. I don't think that's going to happen. Next, Tron, TRX USD. Tron had an amazing run last time. Broke all-time high plus some. Kinda almost blew the top off. What's going to happen this time? Well, I don't know if we blow the top off or not, but I think there's gains to be made. Let's go look. All right, you can kind of see what it did there before to the left. Big run up, broke all-time high and ran up and up and up. Since forth has failed in this big humongous wedge right here. Are we going to break north or break south? Tough call. A lot of good buy pressure here with all these candles. So one would assume that this is the floor price at about 4 cents. But we don't have anything to prove that. So there's good support down here between 0.38%, 0.038%, cent, not percent, cent, 0.038, all the way down to 3.5 cents. So if it can get down there, there's a 1.25x back to the 50 fib, which will likely happen in 2023. Back up to 786 is a 3x. And if we get up here to our possible targets, which I think are likely, not likely, but more possible than others, 7x or 9x, not bad. I'll take it. Can't complain about a 7 or 9x. We'll monitor this closely. Again, 2.25% will go into this. Potential gains are good for me, and I like the risk on the hedge on the risk. All right, I want to apologize for this last one. Multiple times last bull run, we simply just forgot about it, and that sucks. And that's probably my fault. And that's BAT, or Basic Attention Token, BAT USD. Not going to forget about it this time, okay? I made that mistake. I think there's really, really good gains here. I'll show you what I mean. All right, cool. This one's fallen into a hardcore downtrend, and it did well last run, but not like incredibly, amazingly well. It did well. I like it to do that again. It was kind of choppy and kind of did its own thing at certain points. Didn't really follow Bitcoin all the time. Didn't really follow their alts all the time. And I think that's kind of why I maybe forgot about it. And that's my fault again. I won't do that this time. I think we fall down here to 15 or 16 cents. Realistically speaking, it looks like a level that we may hit. And if we go past these levels, that's great. I'm happy to buy coins at an even lower value, but not yet, right? Not the time yet. Back to the 50 fib, 2.5x. I'll take it. That's 250% from where I'm going to try to buy. Sniper's Alley, 7x. That's about $1.25 to $1.50. Happy to take that as well. And possible targets on the upper end. If we blow the top off here and do big moves, 22x or 31x to our lower two take profits. And if you guys have noticed, I haven't even used the 1618 fib way up here. There's a possibility that those get hit as well. Just don't know how realistic that is. So I don't want to give you any hyperinflated numbers here or numbers that are ridiculous. I think there are plenty of people online who already do that. I can't stand that. I can't stand people who do things for the sake of clicks, whether that's right or wrong, and then they dismiss me when I call them out. I'm really not cool with that. I'm not cool with dismissing anybody in our profession. I'm a professional and I will act as such. I don't think we need to dismiss each other though. Sweet. So there you go. 10 more. That's 30 total tokens. My God, right? 30 total assets for you to buy and sell crypto-wise. And we're not done yet. We have another list coming out. You guys are really going to hate the next list, all right? I'll explain it when we get there, but not until then, all right? 786unlimited.com if you want to see what I'm talking about already. Ahead of time. If you haven't done so, go hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It's free. No one charges anything for likes around here, okay? They don't cost anything, and they help us out on the YouTube algorithm. I'll leave you guys with this in the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to come hang out with me. I can't accurately describe how much I appreciate that. Thank you all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Sky's the limit. Y'all be good. Peace.